All right. I'm futzing around with this. I don't remember how. Oh, there it is. There's the magic button. So you guys can't see it, but oh, there I am. I'm full screen. I changed things. Oh, you can see them. I'm wearing bright red pants that are arguably, uh, I think they're flattering, but I'm not going to stand up in case they're not flattering. It'll be one of those issues. So I changed up the seating. I didn't the Mets chairs I usually slide over, but the bar stools that came with the barrel bar, for lack of a better term, the couch and the bar stools, these I guess you can kind of see it if I move it back. You can see the colors. That was my hairbrush. $5 on Amazon. Everything on Amazon. You buy it, you order it. Let me make sure there's nothing improper happening. What's up, guys? It is 10 p.m. on Wednesday. It's the happy hour with Seth. I am very, very happy. I do have to explain that I got home from work late, and I think using the other chair might alter the lighting a bit. Um, I had I had asked Stan to accompany me on the show. However, we didn't fill out. His girlfriend requires a notarized permission slip signed uh, a signed permission slip for him to do any sort of field trip without her. So the problem is that uh, all of our parents are deceased. Who's going to sign it? I was going to sign it, but he's coming to hang with me. So that's kind of, oh, I should have had my sister Marcy. She used to sign all my notes. I should have had her do it. She's a pro. So there's there's something exciting later in the show. I've only been teasing it for 20 weeks. I kept saying, and I have a video of a horse giving birth. And because I have a video, so I send Bobby a text saying, hey, I sent the video to the studio, but I sent it on Messenger. Apparently, I didn't. And I went to look so I could, not that it would matter because you have to resend it, but I'm like, I'm sure I sent it. Wasn't, and I sent it to me and him, and neither one of us got it. So, listen, I don't fault AOL. It still is, the best technology from 1990, and I'll continue to use it. I did just set up a Gmail. Gmail. I don't know why I squinted. A Gmail email account because I feel like everyone has it. And also Seth Rock. If I'm doing something business related or professional, sure, send it to me at SethRock1 at AOL. Yes, folks, SethRock1 at AOL. Um, if I was allowed 9 letters, shit. Next week we are doing New York license plates. I put in some crazy shit, some filthy stuff, some humorous stuff, some Yiddish stuff, uh, some Chinese stuff, and phonetically spelled. And I'd say 80% of what I put in was approved. And I'm like, no, this is not something that should be on a license plate. Yet it was. All through the night, you're going to see me putzing with these. I'm an over the ear guy. And I do have like eargasm custom molded in ears. Uh, oh no, those are earplugs. I have Shure in ears. Whatevs. I'm using these because the cord is like 10 feet long. And who doesn't love a 10-foot cord? The famous flatliner this week. He's famous. You can't take that away. Tristan Rogers. He was a neighbor of mine when I lived on Central Park West. Very nice guy. Tristan Rogers was 79 years old. You know him from if you know him, it's from General Hospital, The Young and the Restless, uh, and the list goes on and on. I know this will shock you. He's been on The Love Boat. I believe he was on an episode of Columbo, and it's the episode where Columbo figures it out at the very end. Mrs. Goldstein, you said you weren't out of the house, but your hood on the car is warm. And then she breaks down crying and admits to the heinous crime. Heinous crime. I did a lot of driving today and yesterday. I went to Brooklyn yesterday. So, when you're going to Brooklyn at 4 o'clock, you're going to Bay Ridge. Tuesday nights is the live music in Shore Park, Bay Ridge. So you're going, and unfortunately, you can't leave until around 4. So you're in for about an hour and a half. You open the sunroof, you listen to either yacht rock or bluesville, and you just chill. A few observations. Certain cars, the people do not signal. Tesla. If you own a Tesla, there is a turn indicator. I'm not sure everyone knows that. So it used to be a lot of Porsches, BMWs. The assholes that weave in and out and drive like lunatics are with me the whole ride. So I'm watching them weave in, and no, I'm not one of them. So I'm watching them weave in and out, and they're going nowhere. One guy was in front of me, then he's behind me, then he's next to me, then he's in front of me, then he's next to me. And I'm thinking, you're going to hurt someone. Screw up your beautiful car. One guy that was doing it, his car was knock-kneed. I don't know how to describe it. The wheels were like knock-kneed. I don't get it. Are you in the driving the concourse day, whatever, elegance, whatever? Are you doing some kind of crazy auto race? Because it looks stupid. Looks stupid. So I'm coming home so the ride there was about an hour 15, not terrible. Good salsa band. Every episode going forward, I'm going to do a dance because the picky dance, picky, whatever it is, I love that. So the salsa band, they were good. Plus, I like anything that has like 12 drummers, and no guitarists. Zero, none. But so a couple of observations are the Weavers don't go anywhere. They go nowhere. That's observation number one. Observation number two, sometimes Sunrise Highway is a better option. Now, I know there's lights. Sometimes it's a much, much better option. That's all I'm saying. However, today, well, let me finish last night. So I leave Brooklyn. I'm like, I'm going to be home in an hour. This is cool. And I'm driving, and I use Waze, and I swear by Waze. And the one or two times I haven't used it, it didn't make the noise. I got screwed. So I use Waze religiously. And when I say religiously, I put on a yarmulke, I say a little prayer. So the one time I didn't use it, like I said, Liam and I were on our way to a gig, a Bangers and Mash gig in not Winchester, Virginia. I might have been Baker, West Virginia. Doesn't matter. Waze told us to cut through the city, and we both left and said, that's asinine. We are going to take the Verrazano, like a gentleman does. We're going to take the Verrazano. We sat on that fucking bridge probably for 2 hours. I'm not a huge fan of bridges. When you feel the flexion, I know that's very similar to the way I dance for salsa music. When you feel the flexion, oh my. I can't be in the outside lane because I want to, I don't want to, but I will get sick. So So that was the one time I didn't use Waze, and then I went back to using Waze. Here is the deal with last night. I get in the car, it says 54 minutes to Seaford. I'm not hungry, so I'm not going to stop at New Park. It was actually the first time leaving Brooklyn I didn't stop at New Park. And the moral is I should have, because I'm driving along and all of a sudden Waze flashes alternate route will save you. Get ready for this. 2 hours and 1 minute. It's going to save me 2 hours and 1 minute. What am I going to pull over and, you know, take a nap, make sweet love to myself? What am I going to do? 2 hours and 1 minute. That's ridiculous. So it didn't matter because there's nowhere for me to get off. It says get off at exit whatever. As I drive by that exit, going my steady 58 miles an hour. Everyone up ahead is hitting the brakes. Apparently, there was a motorcycle accident at exit 17 where Southern State takes a big curve going eastbound. Well, it takes a curve going eastbound and westbound. Going eastbound was a motorcycle accident. It was indeed a fatality. So then you feel like a jackass for saying, oh, I hope there better be, a crazy accident with bodies in trees and blah, blah, blah. I didn't say that yesterday. I said, are you kidding me? And I'm just watching the time on Waze get later and later and later. Thank God for peanut M&Ms in the console. Seltzer that was pretty warm, but the caddy has, if you put it in the cup holder, you can push a button and either heat or cool whatever your beverage is. So in like 15 minutes, I had cold seltzer. I went on Facebook Marketplace. I may or may not have bought a snare drum. That makes 2 this week. But I sold 1. So it's a net gain of 1. So that stretch of Southern State is called Blood Alley. Blood Alley. I was today years old when I found out that's called Blood Alley. So I was like, holy smokes. And then you feel terrible. Someone's dead. But you don't die unless you're driving like a tool. He wasn't involved he hit the retaining wall, bounced off the wall, hit a car, hit a second car, flipped over, landed on a car, is what I heard. And he was pronounced dead at the hospital. I assume Franklin, because Franklin's right there. I don't, again, there are plenty of people riding motorcycles that don't do the weaving in and out. It's more dangerous on a bike than those assholes in their, little Subaru WRX. I love that car. I love those cars. There are bolt-on modifications for $100. You can make that thing like a fucking NASCAR. So fast. The other thing is the police. I get it. They're not going to pull you over for doing 58 or 60. I know the limit's 55. You're not getting pulled over for doing 58. You're just not. So they in essence are a pace car. They determine the pace of the drivers on Southern State. Sadly, everyone drives whatever they're driving. They're going 58, everyone's going 58. So they are the de facto pace car. Kind of cool, I mean, it's not like a Corvette or a Trans Am pace car. It's just a New York State police car. I still can't believe that. I can't. It just pissed me off. I got home. I was in a vile mood. I talked about it today with my therapist, and I said maybe you need to adjust my meds, or be better. So she said, well, I can prescribe a new medicine. I said, what are the side effects? She said, side effects are actually suicide or thoughts of suicide. So I said, I'm not sure. She said, well, try it out for a week. During that time, you have to pay in advance before your session. Thank you. Thank you. Speaking of my therapist, so she did bring up today, she said, you know, Seth, you have all these skeletons in the closet. All these skeletons in the closet. What gives? And I said, well, seriously, it's way too hot to bury them outside. Way too hot. But so she said, you shouldn't joke about that. And I said, I'm going to use it on the podcast. And she said, of course you will. Of course you will. I think what hit me is that today was the anniversary of my friend Anthony's passing. And I was helping him do some work on his house. And God, I'll never forget his last words. It's haunting. Stop shaking the ladder, Seth. Stop shaking the ladder. You know, but we all got to go at some point. We all got to go at some point. So there's a lot of, I actually was thinking, when I go, I do have a request for my siblings. I would like to be buried in like shorts and maybe a Hawaiian shirt because I have a gut feeling that wherever I'm going to, it's going to be warm. It's going to be, I was going to say hot as hell, but it's, I want to be dressed appropriately. Shorts and a Hawaiian shirt. A Hawaiian shirt. Don't worry, I have. I have one that matches these pants, in fact. So when I was looking for celebrity deaths during my show prep, I had a meeting with my show staff, myself. When I was looking for celebrity deaths, I'm just so amazed at what goes on and how the media tries to, I guess, drive the agenda. They try to drive the agenda. And I actually saw a clip by The Onion, and again, it's The Onion, that it's satire. Satire. It's a joke. But they say most jokes are based on truth. I don't really have bodies, skeletons under my bed. They better not be skeletons yet. That would be fast. That would be fast. This house is as cold as a meat locker, so it wouldn't be a problem storing them. But so the media does this kind of like, look over here. This is shiny. Look, there's Seth holding a candy from from a Chinese massage place. I would tell you what kind of candy, but I don't read Chinese, so not yet. But I am working on it. I'm going to speak fluently. I want to learn every curse, every Chinese curse. But so I digress. The media is all about kind of trying to drive an agenda. And that's why different news outlets have different focuses. So I sent Bobby a clip that I thought, even though it's humor, it kind of rings true. And I'd like us to, let's all watch together, shall we?
In a desperate attempt to fill 24 hours of programming, here's some bullshit that happened somewhere today. We've got some footage here of the bullshit, which began just after 3 o'clock this afternoon, when residents in this neighborhood were shocked to see this fairly common thing happening. An attractive witness described the event in breathless terms.
I went to my window and I was like, whoa, there's some bullshit happening.
That happened right over there. I'm an older man, so you can trust what I say.
Authorities in special uniforms rushed to the scene to stand around while our cameras filmed them. Our reporter Keith Collins joins us now live from the scene of the bullshit through the use of expensive technology. Good to be with you again, Keith. We have a colorful graphic here that shows instances of bullshit like this are on the rise. Is that right?
Yes, although why is unclear. Some say it's because of one fucking reason. Others say it's because of some other fucking reason. I talked to this random expert on the subject who told me this thing you're about to hear him say right after he points at a piece of paper.
I spent my entire life attending the nation's most prestigious schools to talk about bullshit like this. I'm really just happy to be on TV.
Now let's see if we can drag this out a little longer by showing emails written by some of our viewers. I once saw some stuff kind of like the shit you're talking about happen. I have nothing more to add. Another person says, I am angry that things like this happen. I get mad about every bullshit thing I see. So obviously a lot of opinions there to make this story seem somewhat meaningful.
Oh, absolutely, Glenn. This bullshit has some broader implications. Here's a list of tips on how to avoid bullshit happening to you.
And here's some footage of Congress.
Yes, I see that.
Well, thank you, Keith. Let us know if there are any updates on this bullshit story from there.
There's no way there will be.
Very good. We'll check back with you in an hour anyway.
I'm just some fucking guy.
I think that's hysterical. I think it's well written. I think it's hysterical. I posted something from The Onion on Facebook, and people lost their minds. Lost their minds. It's a touch warm down here after I said the house feels like a meat locker. I am going to have to walk over and flip on the fan. But so the distraction thing is nothing new. It's been going on for ages. Look over here, look over there. What I don't get is how people are so on one side or on the other side and never kind of even try to have a middle ground. I don't get it because I don't feel that way. Like, I didn't want our president, at no point have I ever wanted any president to fail, because they're the pilot of our plane that we call America. And if you want the pilot to fail, then we're all screwed. That's my only political statement. That's it. That's all I got. The other thing I've been promising forever is horse birth. So I was going to do it with the sponsors. You know what? Let's do it with the sponsors. I'm going to throw Bobby off completely. So Larry Scott Pro Gear is not, has nothing to do with a horse birth. Larry has some cool stuff. He posted an insane Slingerland kit in Jersey from another guy, from Chris Del Vecchio. I was tempted to get in the car. Oh my God. Great price. I have way too many drums as I look over to the drum room. So it couldn't happen. Go Granny Racing. This is, I talk all the time about Boom Chicka Boom. Boom Chicka Boom is the greatest horse racing name, I'm going to say, ever. It's what I think. I don't know. People can agree, they can disagree, but Boom Chicka Boom. And it's tough. I'm going from horse into all-American burger. All beef, delicious. Delicious. It's the best, the absolute best. On Merrick Road in Massapequa, right by Hicksville Road. Next door to them, on the corner of Merrick and Hicksville, Marshall's Ice Cream Bar. Truth be told, that's what I had for dinner tonight. Chocolate vanilla twist in a cone, rainbow sprinkles. So good. I call that cone the Seth Rock. They don't call it that, so when I ordered the Seth Rock, they had no idea what I'm talking about. They're like, what's the Seth Rock? No, I wrote it. So it's my favorite joke. Last night I watched The Aristocrats. The Aristocrats. And then I watched the Happy Hour with Seth about the Aristocrats. I thought both were insanely funny. Speaking of funny, Spinal Tap 2 is coming out, I want to say first week in September. Spinal Tap 2. It had to happen. I think the first one was in the 80s, so 90s, 2000s, 10s, 2000, 40 years ago. It can't be 40 years ago. I'm only 40 years old, according to my Tinder profile. I'm only kidding. I tell the real age. I tell the real age. I'm an open book, baby, an open book. Some of my pages are stuck together, but that's another story. I would like you to tell your friends about the happy hour or your enemies. If you like it, tell your friends. If you don't like it, tell your enemies. I'm hoping I get picked up and they use me for the torture at Guantanamo Bay. But I'm trying to shift back so you can see my pants. My pants. The baby rabbit behind my house, I would like to pick him up and put him in my pants. He's adorable. So, and they say that rabbits have a lot of rabbits because they do, like bunnies. But this was going to be me telling you that you should subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of this, stuff. This, I'm going to say, more of this content, and it is youtube.com/@SethRock1. That's why I wish I could do a ninth character on my license plate. It doesn't say Seth Rock 1, it says Seth Rock. So it'll be /@SethRock1. That's what I'm saying. So in my excitement, I do have glasses. In my excitement, wow, I am blind. We're going to check out the horse. This is not Boom Chicka Boom. This is one of Angela's horses giving birth. I can't remember the name of this horse, but maybe it's No Mas Drama. No Mas Drama. I could be wrong. Check this out. This is crazy.
Little more. Little more. Little more. Out we go. Big baby. Welcome to the world. Good girl. Colt or filly?
Mama. Mama.
It's a filly.
That is wild. What I did notice is the horse is like me. The minute it comes out, it like starts eating food, hay. Starts eating hay. The mama is like me because the minute it comes out, she wants to get up and get the fuck away. So the other thing is that horse, it looked like it was wrapped at Amazon. It was packaged at Amazon. It has all kinds of wrapping on it. Wrapping's a little torn, a little separated. It's crazy. It is crazy. So that is what I've been talking about for months. For months. And I do realize that building it up that way, it might have disappointed. Although I think for the handful of people, it's still very cool. So now, fortunately, I have a lot of time to discuss tomorrow. I have court. And you might be saying, "Why do you have court? You seem like such an upstanding citizen." And I am. I'm the goods, baby. I received a notice last year telling me that uh, my ex-wife wanted an increase in child support for our children, who then were uh, 19 and 23. And I said, I haven't spoken to her in years. I don't, whatever she wants, whatever she wants. And some of my close friends said to me, "You're an ass, because why are you still paying?" And I said, I don't speak to her. We're not on speaking terms. Whatever she wants. If it costs me my peace, it's too expensive. If it costs me my happiness, it's too expensive. Pay the fucking child support and be done with it. Oh, that's a flattering look. We're going to make a toast in a minute. We're going to make a toast right now. And I have a Tampa Bay Bucks Miller Lite Pilsner glass that I got in Tampa. And I will tell you, it's I like the old swashbuckler that used to be their logo. This, by the way, is, for those keeping score, White Claw Black Cherry. I am not a fan. It was all that was in the house. So this is, I guess, this isn't the newest logo. It's not the logo I like. I like the swashbuckler with the hat and the feather, all pimped out. It's my favorite football logo. Uh, to Nassau County Family Court, may you occasionally get it right. Not all dads are bad. Uh, not all stories told to you are true from the female and made up from the male. Look at things objectively. Look at things objectively. There are some shitty dads out there. There are also some shitty moms out there. There are shitty aunts and uncles, cousins. When you have a lot of people, you're going to have some good and some bad. I think the majority of people are good. But Nassau County, let's get it right. Here's my toast. I love seltzer. By the way, seltzer is the drink of my people. It's the drink of my people. So, as I feel like, as king of the Jews, I could tell you that this is delicious. So I received a notice from court. Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't receive a notice from court. One of my siblings received a notice from court at her house, addressed to me with her address. You get a notice from court, you open it up. So she opened it up, and she's looking at it and then sees that it's not to her, it's to me. So she calls me immediately and she tells me, and I said, that's kind of screwed up, because I get a statement every week from them telling me what the status is of my child support. I paid like a big bulk lump, so I have a credit. And then when the credit runs down, I do it again. However, I was so pissed off by this, and then I thought about it. My son is going to be 24 in December. I know, I'm shocked. That's how old I say I am on my Match profile. My son's going to be 24. Okay. My daughter is going to be 21. And then in October. And then 21 and 24. So I looked at the stipulation of settlement that was completely ignored by one party, and I fulfilled my obligations according to the stipulation of settlement. But the other party, I don't want to name anyone, they didn't. When I was looking back at all of the child parenting time, man, I got hosed, hosed. We could do a whole episode on that, uh, and we will. Oh, we will. Oh, we will. Did that sound menacing? Oh, we will. So, so I have to go to court tomorrow. I tried going into child support, and I shit you not, they give me, a number when I got there. I got there 2 o'clock. I was number 527 or something like that. They were on number 409. Um, and then my phone rings. And my phone rings, and it's, I won't say her name, from child support. And I said, wow, that's crazy because I'm in your lobby. And she said, I know. You wanted to meet with me. And I said, yes. And she said, what do you want to discuss? And I said, well, I want to meet with you. And she said, well, we are. I said, when? She said, right now. I said, no, we're talking on the phone. Yes, this is how we do it. This is how we meet with you. Well, so I didn't say shit, but I thought in my head, why did I drive to Charles Lindbergh Boulevard? It's not that it's far, it's 20 minutes each way. It's the point. Why drag me there to talk to me on the phone, but when I call, you won't talk to me on the phone? So weird. Um, so weird. I think it's because you can't deny the attraction between me and her. Kidding. So I said to her, "This is nonsense, and I am going to ask that the court emancipate the kids because they're not kids, or let me send them the money directly. Let me give them the child support because I have news for you. They're not seeing shit from this money. They're not seeing any of it. Nope, nope. Whoever gets the money is the one uh, who is probably using it. That's my guess. That's my guess. I would bet on it. I would bet on it. And lately, I've been very lucky, very lucky. So I will let you guys know how it turns out. I never know if I should go in and Kim Catania, one of my old managers, great person, great, very involved with dog fostering. She's a all around great person, and she had all of these uh, not cliches. Maybe they are cliches. Metaphors. I'm going to go metaphor. Cliches has a negative connotation. She had all these metaphors where she would say, like, the one that I heard all the time was, some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug. And I quote that all the time. Like I quote Uncle Pete. Uncle Pete, God, I miss him. Uh, Uncle Pete, there's an ass for every seat. There's an ass for every seat. When I'm like, what's he doing with her? I could hear Uncle Pete in my head saying, there's an ass for every seat. So Kim, some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug. Very true. When I would be doing speaking at a meeting, any sort of public speaking, or uh, meeting with a group of doctors or a hospital, or even with interviews, she was the type of boss. If you were interviewing, you could say to her, "Hey, I'm going on an interview. These stools have weird footrests. I don't want anyone thinking, what's he doing? They only have bars on one side, and unless my feet just don't reach them. I think that's what it is. So Kim used to say to me, be Seth. Just be Seth, because Seth is awesome. Be Seth. And I would say, "Thank you so much." And she would say, "But don't be too, Seth. Don't be too much, Seth." And I'd be like, "Huh. Well, that's a weird compliment, but I won't be too much, Seth." So when I go into court, last time that I met with child support, I flipped out and I said to Magistrate Williams, "I hope that you never lose your job and have to find another job that pays you the $167,500 that a support magistrate in Nassau makes. I hope that never happens to you, because I'll tell you, when you lose a high-paying job, it sucks. When you lose a job that you're making 160, 170, 180, you're not getting another job that you're making that kind of money. I mean, sometimes you do, sometimes you luck out. My experience is you take a big drop. And that's what, when I said that to her, it was the first time that I think I might have, you saw the light bulb go on over her head. And she's like, "Are you done yet?" But you could see she was thinking about it. And she reduced my child support for that period while I was unemployed. That's all I wanted. I wanted to be fair. So, so I don't know what's going to be tomorrow. I know that I do want to emancipate the children. It doesn't have anything to, I will send them money every week to them. There's nothing to do with shirking responsibility. But I believe in the stipulation. It says I pay it until they're 21. So uh, October 20, I don't want to say her, whatever, I said it already. October 27th, she'll be done. And he should have been done 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So part of me is curious to go in there. I wish I had lost a little more weight, maybe been a little tanner. But it's one of those situations where, like, my ex-wife used to complain that I could have fun at the Department of Motor Vehicles. That place is awesome. That place is awesome. However, I wouldn't say fun. I do have fun there. I have fun everywhere. And that's what drove her nuts. They say opposites attract. And show enough. That's not my rabbi impression. Show enough. So the other thing that I wanted to mention, so we'll see what shakes out in court. Nothing's easy. You have to jump through hoops. Most of the hoops are on fire, or have spikes sticking up, or are roughly this big. So how does this jump through a hoop that size? That's a very small hoop, but nonetheless, I'm going to fill out the paperwork, and I certainly don't think she should get an increase. Um, you know, my son, uh, we graduated high school together, so $5. My daughter, I'm going back a ways. Before she told me that I looked like a cool old guy with hearing aids. I love her. Um, so, I'm Jewish. So my daughter said, "Dad, I need to," I told Stan I'd get this in. He didn't know how. Um, I'm like a Jewish comic with a Gentile writer. It's like the inverse. It's like a opposite day, or reverse world. What do they call that? With the other world, whatever. So my daughter says, "Dad, can I have $50?" And I'm like, $40? What do you need $30 for? Fine, here's your $20. So I could squeeze a nickel into a quarter. I could squeeze a nickel into a quarter. But I digress. This weekend, Gypsy Felons are at a private party. I do have two auditions next week. One is for an all-original Long Island band. I heard their stuff. It's great. Very it reminds me, and I told Al, the bass player, that I don't know why I just did that. Al, the bass player. If I said guitarist, I wouldn't have done this. For ukulele, I would have done this, but the bass player. So I told him that honestly, I think I would be an awesome fit. Uh, and I told him that because honestly, I think I'd be an awesome fit. Uh, I don't know if I mentioned that I am the world's okayest drummer. The world's okayest drummer, Seth Salwin. So I am digging these pants. I got to tell you, I do also have a pair of Jordans that would match them perfectly. Perfectly. The other band is a Long Island tribute band. I don't want to say who they're a tribute to. Um, there aren't a lot of Liberace tribute bands out there. Liberace tribute bands. Uh, I do, well, I may as well tell you that 27 East is coming back. One of the things we're going to be doing, and someone's probably going to steal the idea, but we'll be back soon enough to do it. We're going to be doing, some of the shows are going to be one-hit wonders, where some of them, the people have had two hits, but for the most part, one-hit wonders. How many songs do you fucking love? And it's the guy's one song. Um, the funny thing is that I got in an argument with someone about uh, a one-hit wonder, and we both had different songs. I like "Oh Leah" by Donnie Iris. He likes "Love Is Like a Rock" by Donnie Iris. So Donnie Iris is not a one-hit wonder; he's a two-hit wonder. Um, that's like that guy John Parr, that douchebag John Parr. He has "Naughty Naughty," da-na-na-na, "Naughty Naughty," da-na-na-na. Broken Arrow warmed up for him back in the day at the Calderone. His other hit is "St. Elmo's Fire." St. Elmo's Fire. Uh, I don't like him. I like his Les Paul. I don't like him. There's something about him. He looks like, you know, he would walk into your house and kick your puppy if no one was if no one was watching him. He's a puppy kicker, is my guess. He's a puppy kicker, John Parr. Naughty, naughty. Ugh. But he warmed up for Broken Arrow warmed up for him at the Calderone and in Hempstead, and I thought they blew him off the stage. I saw a little known band called Autograph. Turn Up Your Radio is their big hit. They opened up for Van Halen. They were awesome. Van Halen was good. David Lee Roth is David Lee Roth. And, he's good. He's good. He, he does all kinds of martial arts, so I don't want to talk shit about him and then have him like show up at my house. He's a New York guy. He was an EMT when he wasn't doing music. Like recently, within the last maybe 10 years, like on an ambulance in New York. So can you imagine you call 911 and they send a guy who's gonna be like, he's hot for teacher, baby. He's hot for teacher. He's running with the devil. You know that? He ain't talking about love. That ain't talking about love. And Unchained might be my high watermarks for Van Halen. I like Sammy Hagar. Scratch that. I love Sammy Hagar. I love Sammy Hagar. So I feel like Sammy Hagar brought a different element to Van Halen. Sammy Hagar, your love keeps driving me crazy. Your love is driving me crazy. Da, 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 da. Your love just takes me away. Great song. What a great song. That was the other thing about Blood Alley last night, about sitting on the Southern State. I listen to a lot of yacht rock. A lot of yacht rock. Gino Vanelli. Awesome. Ambrosia, awesome. Dr. Hook, awesome. Fun fact about Dr. Hook, the guitar singer guy, super handsome, flowing locks, guys, you know, the guy who got the chicks was the guy with the eye patch. That guy got the chicks. Go figure. I'm sure the drummer did very well. Who doesn't want to take home a drummer? Come on. We do well. We do well. There's a meme of a little kid playing drums. Not a little kid, he's probably 12, 13, playing the quads, like marching band quads. And he's wearing a life preserver. And it says, to keep him from drowning in pussy, because he's a drummer. There's a meme that says, it's a hot looking girl. She's leaning over to kiss the guy. And it says, oh, you're a drummer? Let me take my clothes off. So, as I said earlier, all jokes are based on truth. My favorite is that 50s looking meme. I'm going to show all these next week. It's like a 50s mom. And, oh no, it's a 50s dad. And he says to his kid, well, you'll have a woman and you'll love her and she'll leave you for really the apex, the top man, who's so much better than everyone else. He's called a drummer. So I've paraphrased on all of them, but you'll see them next week, which means sometime in 2025. When I say next week, clearly I'm not locked in to a conventional time schedule. I'm not. So I think we have about 2 or 3 more minutes, or I'm completely blind. Don't make fun of these glasses. If you can guess where, oh, we do have 3 minutes. If you can guess where I got these glasses, it's the dollar store. I might have overpaid. I checked out some more content on this channel, Strong Island TV. Bobby kicks ass. There's also a new, I'll call it a soundstage, a studio, a new set that if you're thinking of doing one of these, Paradise Studios. And Friday nights, it's like you should go. There's music, there's comedy, there's dancing squirrels, juggling raccoons. It's all kinds of shit. Your mileage may vary. Might be different stuff. I changed the screws in these glasses, and the one on the left side is so sharp. Yes, I fixed dollar store glasses. I didn't throw them away. I fixed them. Not well. Not well, but I fixed them. I happen to like these because I feel like, I don't know if they're like Harry Potter or if they're like some kind of famous character. Oh my God. They're like Sally Jesse Raphael. I think they're ladies' glasses. Huh. Also, this angle, I have more chins than a Flushing phone book. And that phone book has a lot of chins. So check out Paradise Studios on Friday night. And again, Gypsy Felons this weekend, private party. Private party. I will continue with my vocals. You're welcome. Wait until we start to mix in a couple of my original songs. Just the Tip. Just the Tip. It's a love song of the ages. God. Sorry I Did Your Sister. Another great song. With that said, guys, support local venues. Go check out live music. I didn't talk about Catch because it's still up in the air, but Venetian Shores is cutting out music for the rest of the summer because it's a community beach, blah, blah, blah. So Catch at Venetian Shores is going back and forth with different bands. It sucks for those of us that had shit scheduled because it's canceled. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. But It's, you know, Freeport has a 72 decibel noise ordinance. Go out and support live music. We all do it because we love it. God knows we're not getting rich off of it. The venues aren't getting rich off of it. Go out and support it. Have a great week. Don't forget, next week, same Seth time, same Seth channel, the happy hour with Seth. Be good, guys. Be the good. Have a great week.